An empire beyond imagining. The pinnacle of human achievement and the envy of the world. Did you think it would last? The Eternal City. That glorious monument to power, culture, and learning. But the old wolf lies wounded by jackals, circled by vultures. Worried to death by 1,000 tiny, vicious mouths brought low by your own arrows. These are the death throes of Rome. The light of civilization dims and gathers. And you've such precious time left to hide your women, for your children to cry. Even at the moment of your final defeat, you will take no comfort in oblivion. For I am coming for you. I ride with 1,000,000 warriors. I bring the end of days. I am the Scourge of God! And I will watch your world burn.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, and Yahushai. All right, we want to give double honors unto the elders of GMS who taught us this word. We also want to give a sincere shalom to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All right, this the brothers Maccabee and the brother Yawadan from GMS Colorado. We just got a little sit down. This is a new series I'm gonna attempt to be putting together. Gonna call it the Death Throes of Rome. And hey man, you know, this thing, this kingdom that we're in currently, the system of Esau and the rulership of Esau is coming swiftly to an end. And the Lord is against this place, man. And you can tell by, you know, the storms that are taking place. You know, you just had Hurricane Harvey virtually wipe out Houston. You know, you had sharks on the highway, man. You know, that was a devastating event, which is also going to cost the U.S. a lot of money that they really don't have to spend. And just as a kind of a follow-up, man, you've got Hurricane Irma, which is also making its way towards the Gulf. It looks like that, you know, at least by 2 p.m. Friday, that it'll be somewhere in the realm of between, is it Panama or Cuba and Florida. Will be getting basically hit by it. So, and if it continues on that same path, you know, it could hit a multitude of different places. But just, you know, it just goes to show you, man, the Lord is against this place. All right. America's never really seen devastation with the storms that you know, they've been having recently, man. All right, you got earthquakes in diverse places, and the scriptures are manifesting themselves, whether you people want to acknowledge it or not. You know, the Lord's plan is moving forward, whether you want it to or not. We got the missile crisis with North Korea, and paranoia all throughout the Americas currently over whether North Korea is gonna shoot this nuclear missile or not. So, hold on, give me 1 second. So, did you have any other events you wanted to speak on, brother?
I mentioned I saw they had that hydrogen bomb test. They thought it was a tremor, but they were fairly sure it was a weapon of some sort that North Korea has, and they've also have that technology to reach to America. So that, along with the storms, pretty much hit it on the head. You know, the Lord's casting judgment down after that, you know, the Day of Atonement, and as well as the eclipse.
Okay. And that eclipse was a sign of the times, man. You know, the Lord is doing all these miracles, man, showing you His power, and you people still don't believe, man. You know, you just think that, you know, and even if it's a storm that Esau cooked up, it's still all through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, who puts the spirit on Esau to do this wickedness, man? All right. Yeah, I just saw an article about that hydrogen bomb that you were just talking about. One of them Edomite scholars, or what would you call them? Not necessarily scholars, but the Edomites that are in the know somewhat.
Yeah.
Just posted about it. So which I was wanted to get into, really was just how, you know, this is not the first time that this has happened either, and that Rome, the second, or Babylon the Great, which is America, all right, as a kingdom and as it's coming to an end, man. The same way that Rome did, man. It's having a lot of actually the similar problems that Rome is having. There's actually a Netflix series called, I believe it's called The Fall of Rome. I believe that is what it's called. I can look it up later, but I believe that is the name of the show. But anyway, the show basically chronologizes or follows in a chronological order, like the fall of Rome from Emperor Commodus. I kind of had written some notes down on the show. Let me read. So Rome basically had the same system that America had, where not in the same exact sense, but it has a similar system, where it was a republic. Basically, Rome equaling the same type of government that Rome had in the past. So you got the two similarities there, but just, you know, to point out that these people work and do things the same way. So with the Senate and an emperor, you can't, which is what they had at that time, that equals chaos, man. So you can't have you can't serve two masters type of thing, which is the same issue that's coming into America now, because you got racial tension for one, which Rome also had at that time period, and it mentions that where they were in a state of chaos because they were having religious wars or religious outbursts in the street, where or you know, whether it was racial or religious, it didn't matter, but obviously it was, because you had Judah and other captives of Israel among the Romans, who were waking up to the fact that they were the Israelites and basically causing riots in the streets. All right, you're gonna see the same thing happen and play out in America, man. Once this place really starts to fall apart, and it does get hit with famine, because in the show it shows you that Rome was hit with a great famine, and they were suffering from that. Salakio, 1 second. There was something that Khan. And members of the Senate, like much like today, were made up of old men. The word in Latin, the subtext of it actually translates to old men. So to be in the Senate, you had to be an older statesman. You know what I mean? You couldn't just be in the Senate. And you usually had to be the son of a Senate, or you know, a family member you had to have a family member virtually in Senate to even make it to Senate, which is also similar to now, because, you know, a brother like myself or you, we would never make it to Congress. You know, you ain't gonna just have an Israelite up and be in Congress. You know, you had to be of Roman heritage as well to be a senator, so you couldn't be, you know, you couldn't have a gladiator or someone who was a foreigner ever be in the Senate. Okay. Now, one of Rome's major problems that caused them to fall apart during this time period, when Commodus was the ruler, was they had a great shortage of food. They had famine and also a sickness that fell upon Romans because of this shortage of food. So they had this shortage of food, so the majority of their food was actually shipped in. With the shortage of food brought a plague, and then you started to have violent riots in the streets. All right? And in this time period, a lightning strike actually struck Rome and burned the majority of Rome to the ground. And the way that they the way that they dealt with it basically was bread and games. For you know, people who don't understand what bread and games are, essentially being the gladiator games or races or you know, fights against animals or whatever it was, a public execution, something along those lines, which we see in today's standpoint. You know, you see that with the NFL and the NBA and various other sporting events. You know, bread and games, man. Keep the people drunk and happy and give them something to be entertained with and to continue to be, you know, niggerish coons instead of, you know, really learning and seeing what's going on in Rome. All right. That just goes to show you how prideful Esau is as well, because, you know, when your kingdom is falling apart, your number one thing to turn to is bread and games, man. But, you know, we'll jump into the scriptures, man. And brother, you feel free to chime in if you have anything that you wanted to touch on as well. I'm sure you got plenty.
Sure.
So, all right. So this is speaking just, you know, we're going to just speak on some of the characteristics of Esau Edom. You know, just to kind of touch on, you know, this is the way that these Edomites get down. They were the same then, and they're the same now. You know, you can't run from who you are, man. So this is Genesis 27 and 40. And this is just touching on Esau's warlike nature, all right? And the scripture reads, "And by thy sword shall thou live, Salakia, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou have the dominion that thou should break the yoke off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart," in Salakia, "the days of mourning for my father are at hand, and then I will slay my brother Jacob." And these words of Esau, her elder son, told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob the younger son unto him. And behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, purpose to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, arise and flee to Lebanon by my brother to Haran. All right. And that just goes to show you, man, that Esau's wanted to murder Jacob from the moment that we got the blessing from Esau, or from our father, Isaac, who gave Jacob the blessing. All right. So Esau has had an issue with Jacob from the very beginning, man. Even in the struggle in the womb, you know. Let's touch on another one real quick. Another one of the characteristics of Esau. I'm looking for 2nd Chronicles. This is 2nd Chronicles 25 and 14. "And now it came to pass after that Amazah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of children, or Salakia, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods, and bowed before himself before them, and burned incense unto them. Wherefore the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Amazah, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, who could not deliver thy own people out of thine hand? And it came to pass that he talked with him and the king, and said unto him, Art thou made of the king's counsel? Forbear, why shouldest thou be smitten? Then the prophet forbare, and said, I, that Yahweh hath determined to destroy thee, because thou hast done this, and hast not hearkened unto my counsel. And then Amazah the king of Judah took advice, and said unto Joash the son of Joahaz, the son of Juhah, king of Israel, saying, Come, let us see one another the face. And Joash, king of Israel, sent to Amaz, king of Judah, saying, Thistle that was in Lebanon, send to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give thy daughter to my son to wife, and there passed my son to wife, and there passed by a wild beast was in Lebanon, and trode down the thistle. Thou sayest, Lo, thou hast smitten the Edomites, and thine heart lifted thee up to boast. Abide now at home. Why shouldest thou meddle in thine hurt, that thou shouldest fall, even thou and Judah with thee? But Amaz would not fear it, for it came of Yahweh, that he might deliver them into the hand of their enemy, and they sought after the gods of Edom. Okay, so you Edomites, you're idolaters, man. And you suck all the other nations into following your idolatry. Is basically what, you know, the point of getting at what I just read was. That you Edomites, man, you've pulled the whole world into your idolatry, including Jake, man. Jacob worships Cesare, man. You know? Jacob worships the gods of Esau, man. They don't worship Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's because of you Edomites, man. Alright. Just wanted to touch on another one. These, I guess you could call these the characteristics of Edom, man. This is Jeremiah 27:3. And send them to the king of Edom, and the king of Moab, and to the king of the Ammonites, and to the king of Tyrese, and to the king of Zidon, by the hand of the messengers which come to Jerusalem unto Zedekiah king of Judah, and command them to say unto their masters, Thus saith the Yahweh of hosts, the Yahweh of Israel, Thus say ye, say unto your masters, I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground, by my great power, and by my outstretched arm, and have given it unto whom seemed meet, who it seemed meet unto me. And now I have given all these lands into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. My servant and the beast of the field I have given him also to serve him, and all the nations serve him, and his son and his son's son, until the very time of his land come. And then many nations and kings shall serve themselves of him. And it shall come to pass that the nation and kingdom which will not serve the same Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, that will not put thy neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon, that the nation I will punish, saith the Yahweh, with the sword, and with the famine, and with the pestilence, until I have consumed them by his hand. Therefore, hearken not yet ye to your prophets, nor to your diviners, nor to your dreamers, nor to your enchanters, nor to your sorcerers, which speak unto you, saying, Ye shall not serve of Babylon. All right, basically saying, man, that Jake turns to everything but Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. They fall all into Esau's superstitions. You know, when they looking for the answer, they don't go to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and that's also because of Edom. Because Edom has sorcerers and enchanters and liars and dreamers and sorcerers, man. You know, Jake relies on them, man, instead of the true power. And for this, we are punished, and that's because of Edom. I'm gonna stay in Jeremiah and go to chapter 49. 49 and 6. 16 is what I was looking for, but it's cool. So like, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwelleth in the cleft of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, thou shouldest make thy nest high as the eagle. I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Yahweh. Also Edom shall be a desolation, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plague thereof. As the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, as the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. All right? So not only that, you know, you Edomites, you know what, I'll read this down to 19 too. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of the Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her, who hath chosen man, that I may appoint over her, for who is like me? and who will appoint me the time, and who is that shepherd that will stand before me? All right? You Edomites, not only are you cruel, man, all right, and do you deserve your punishment, you're also proud. All right? You're very, very proud. You're proud of your accomplishments. You're proud of the desolation and destruction that you've caused in the world, and you don't see yourself as the problem. You know, you see yourself as the solution, but really you cause all the problems, man. Without you, we wouldn't have half the problems in the world, man. You Edomites are a damn plague. All right, this is my last little quick jab at Esau, man, just with their characteristics. All right, this is Ezekiel 25:12. All right. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because that Edom hath dwelt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman to Dedan, and shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. All right? So you Edomites, man, at the end of the day, your punishment, you know, you are going to get your punishment, man. Everything that you've done is going to be validated with great judgment, man. That's the way that's the way that the Lord is going to deal with you, man. All right? Because this is what you've brought this upon yourself, really. You know, you've done this to yourself, man. I just thought of another one real quick. Oh man, it didn't take me where I wanted to go. Yeah, this 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that the day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who has opposed and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay? And that's Edom, man. That's these Edomites. They have done that, and they do that to this day. Okay? They were not the ones, they did not fall away from their heritage. They were not sold into captivity and slavery, generation after generation after generation. They didn't have their families broken apart and ripped to pieces, and they didn't have their people being hung and burned and their dicks chopped off and the women's genitals ravaged and raped and cut off and displayed, man. You Edomites did all of this, man. Therefore, you have to deal with the Lord's judgment. All right, the same way that Jake had to, man. There was one that you know, we'll grab this one. Oh, I see what I did. Let me go back. Slakia, brother. I just kind of got on a roll, but like I said, feel free to break in.
It's the spirit.
And just to prove, you know, that Esau is the so-called white man, just an example. All right. And this is Exodus 4:6. And then Yahweh said furthermore unto him, put thine hand into thy bosom. So he reached into his shirt, basically. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, beheld, his hand was leprous as snow. All right, and we know what snow looks like. Basically, he lacked color, man.
They're talking about Moses.
Right, speaking on Moses, when the Lord, you know, tells him to put his hand into his bosom. And he said to him, put thine hand into thine bosom, and he put his hand into thine bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and it returned again to his other flesh. All right, and it makes an emphasis, man. The Lord makes it. People say there's no color in the Bible. People say that there's no that the Lord was. If the Lord looked like so-called Cesare Borgia, who he's presented as, if he's of the same, not necessarily the same people, but him and Moses are of the same bloodline or the same nation, then why is it that it makes a point to let you know that Moses' original color is not the color that lacks color? All right. He obviously had a dark complexion, a brown skin, or a brown skin. There's no way around that, man. That's just pure facts. Let's see. Jump into this one real quick. This is Proverbs 16:4. And the Lord and the Yahweh hath made all things for himself, ye even the wicked for the day of evil, even one that is proud in heart and is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Be merciful and true, Salakia. Iniquity is purged by the fear of the Yahweh. Of the Yahweh men depart from evil. When a man's ways please the Yahweh, he maketh even his enemies be at peace with him. All right, and basically my whole point and what I was getting at, man, is that fifth one. I mean, that fifth verse there. Even one that is proud in heart and is an abomination to Yahweh, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. All right, so you Edomites now, you want, oh, that was 1,000 years ago. Oh, it was 100 years ago. Oh, it was years ago when we was treating y'all like that. We don't treat like, my grandparents didn't have slaves. My forefathers didn't have slaves. You know, whatever your excuse is. My best friend is black. My wife is black. My wife is Hispanic. My best friend is Hispanic. Okay. Oh, my best friend is a Native American. Oh, my wife is a Native American. My kids are Native American. No. You are Edom. And if you are Esau Edom, you are not going to go unpunished no matter how much you've tried to blend and fit in and slide in and get in where you fit in. All right? Now, that doesn't mean that there's not chocolate-covered Edomites out there in the world, or that there's not light-complected Jakes, man. That's the whole confusion of face breakdown and teachings, man, which is correct and the easy. And if you believe, if you understand anything about bloodline, then you understand that that's incredibly possible. All right? You are who your father is. There's plenty of light-complected Jakes running around the world, men and women, and all over, and in every nation, man, and in every country. You know, Jake is everywhere, man. All right? The sands of the sea. And you Edomites, you done tried to blend and mix in and get in where you fit in, and you know, you don't want to be Esau no more. Hey, man, you damn culture thieves, you are not going unpunished, man. Thus saith the Lord. You got something, brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The 10th verse. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. That's like the brother saying, you Edomites, you've planted your seeds of deceit, and you're basically reaping your rewards now. The word reward doesn't necessarily have to mean something good or bad. In this instance, we're watching a lot of damage and stuff like that be done to America with these storms and all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, man, I mean, you Edomites, you're getting this judgment because you did what you did and still currently doing to the Lord's children, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right. Got some more, brother?
Yeah, I can continue.
Go ahead.
It says, but thou shouldest have not looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, This is referring to Esau, Jacob's brother, the nation of Edom, and then the nation of Israel. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut those off of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Come. And Esau, you gonna get that punishment, man. You know, for the Lord has spoken it, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you continue to read on, that whole chapter just speaks on the desolation and destruction of Esau, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's really there's no way for you to get around that, man. And the way that you came into power through that Roman Empire, all right, the beast that was wounded and did live, all right, you just kept on trekking after that. You know, you went into them caves and Jake had mercy on you and brought you out of there, taught you how to be humane, and the first chance you got, you turned on us again. All right. And in that day, Salakia, brother, did you have more? Okay, Khan, I was jumping to a new set. This is Isaiah 12:1, and in that day thou shalt say, O Yahweh, I will praise thee. Though thou wast angry with me, thine anger is turned away, and thou comfortest me. Behold, Yahweh is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For Yahweh is my strength and my song, and he is also my salvation. All right. Therefore, with joy shall ye draw water out of the wells of salvation. And in that day shall ye say, Praise the Yahweh, call upon his name, and declare his doings among the people, and make mention that his name is exalted. Sing unto the Yahweh, for he hath done excellent things. This is known in all the earth. Cry out and shout, thou inhabitant of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee. All right. So Yahweh is our power, man. All right. We got to pray for our salvation through Yahweh, because we can't beat, Rome II. We can't beat Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. We can't. You're not gonna be able. They got tanks and all kinds of weaponry, get ready to destroy Jake, man.
And that's also why you see all this stuff with North Korea, man. Even though Esau has all this nuclear technology, here it is, he's telling other countries they're not allowed to develop that same technology.
Right.
But it's a fearful thing now that people in places that don't necessarily like America have the weapons and technology to do something about it.
Right. And that's what Esau's greatest fear is, man. That really what's going to happen to them, that great vengeance and that great fury, they fear that, man. They fear this prophecy. They've been trying to get away from these prophecies for the longest time, man. Okay? He's been doing this, they've been working this plot for hundreds of years to try and get away with what they've done and get out of judgment, and the clock is running out. They don't have no more time, man. The clock is running out. You're going to see these Edomites bare their teeth and show you who they really are, man. I just wanted to read a passage real quick out of the Maccabees, man, which really is the setup of the whole Roman Empire as a whole, and anyway. This is the first book of Maccabees in the Apocrypha, which is not included on this version of the Blue Letter. So I'm going to read it out of the book. Chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chedum, and smitten Darius the king of the Persians and the Medes, and reigned in his stead, or his race of stock, being the first of his seed to be in rulership, the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth. Now Alexander and his men, they were not Grecians. Okay? Even though Grecians are referred to as Edomites, the original Grecians were your Japhetic people. Okay? Who Alexander overthrew and conquered, and then was the first of his race or stock or steed to rule over Greece. Okay? That should not be a difficult thing to understand. It is very simple, and it is the truth. Okay? You Edomites are not Japhetic. You are Esau Edom. And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host, okay, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Okay, so if you don't know what a tributary is a nation who is basically subjugated to another nation. So he made many tributaries out of these other nations and kings. All right. A host as well. For people who don't know what a host is an army. Okay. Wherefore he called upon his servants, and such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then died. And his servants bare rule, every one of them in his place. And after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them, and many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right, and then we get into the wicked root, the wicked root that came Antiochus and Epiphanes, okay, where they eventually became Rome, man. These Edomites eventually became Rome. All right, and they were the descendants of Alexander the Edomite. Okay, Salaki. Did you have more on that, brother?
You want me to Obadiah?
Oh, yeah, if you wanted to, that's fine, yeah.
I have another set.
Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 40 and 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then will ye liken God, or what likeness will ye compare unto him?
Khan, which, hey man, you Edomites ain't God. And I just turned to Maccabees the 3rd chapter. I was going to touch on 3 and 48 real quick, which ties in with what you just brought up. All right. This is the first book of Maccabees, 3rd chapter, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. Okay, where they changed the images. This happened during the Renaissance, all right, some years after. But these Edomites changed the image of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to Cesare Borgia, all right, in the book of the law. And they pushed this out onto the northern kingdom and to the other nations upon the world. And that is why you have Cesare Borgia depicted as Christ himself all over the world. Although many nations know that that's not the correct image, in America, they don't know any other image. These Edomites are beyond proud, man. Okay. Did you have some more, brother?
I can find something. I mean, that's also the Roman Catholic Church. They had to change the image because, like the brother's saying, those people lacked melanin. So how are you going to try and convince your nation of people, the majority of your populace, that their Messiah is someone of a different nationality than them? A minority, even, because that leprous nation, being the so-called Caucasians today, were the Roman Catholics. They had to change that image to Cesare Borgia.
That's right, man. That's right. I just wanted to touch on this too, man, proving that, these Edomites understood the concept that you make more than one trip. That's how they were able to set themselves up and set their lines up to be virtually successful for generations. Generation through generation. That's where you get the term old money. They were able to do that through the understanding of reincarnation, which Jacob has no understanding of, man. At least today, man. There's a select few men who have the understanding of reincarnation, man. I just wanted to touch on where it's being spoken of here in Psalms 14 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to the dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou reneweth the face of the earth. All right. So you live your life, you pass, all right, however you do pass, and then you go to the spirit world, and then the Lord renews your spirit and renews your face to the earth, man. You make multiple trips, all right. That's a good script, but I don't think that was what I was looking for. Salakia, bear with us. Is this the one I was looking for? Let me see. I don't think I'd. Salakia. Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah 12:7. I have forsaken mine house. I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies.
Go ahead.
That goes with that image, man. That image of the Messiah. They took all our heritage, our customs, and they turned it into that religion. Then that spiraled off into Islam. The Roman Catholic Church had a hand in that as well.
Con. Salaki, brother. I went to Isaiah 29:15 to read, Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? All right, that's your so-called Illuminati. But even though they're a bunch of damn demons anyway. But
right,
that's them behind the scenes. These Edomites that have this information. All right, still pulling the strings, man. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, He made me not? And shall the frame say unto him that framed it, He hath no understanding? All right? Basically, man, Edom is doing all these things, but the Lord is the one who's really pulling your strings, man. Mm-hmm. And He sees all these things that you're doing, man. Which is why your punishment is going to come, man. No matter what you do, you can't escape this judgment. Pretty much the same way that the Romans couldn't escape what was going to happen when their kingdom fell, man. When Rome fell the first time. I'm sure it probably seemed like it was the end of the world, man. Being descended upon angry Jakes, man. I could only imagine, them Edomites back then. This Ecclesiastes 3:15, that which hath been is now, and that is to be hath already been. Salaki, let me start that from the top. Ecclesiastes 3:15, that which hath been is now, and that which to be hath already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past. Okay, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, Yahweh shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. All right. So you Edomites, man, the righteous and the wicked are getting ready to be judged, man. And like we make mention of before in other videos, and as well as other brothers making the comment as well, there is a separation between who the wicked and the righteous is, man, in our society. All right. There are men who are pulling themselves out of the so-called American way of life, or the Edomite way of life. There's brothers who are going back to the statutes and laws and commandments commanded and given to us by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Jude 1:4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord, Yahweh, and our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
That's right.
I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this. How did we once know that? Through the spirit of reincarnation, like the brother was talking about. And here it is, we have the same people on the earth now that were the ones that were present when the Messiah was slain.
That's right.
And that's why a lot of this judgment's happening as well, because this is a very wicked time and generation that we're living in.
That's right.
It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. And just like he did in Egypt, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing America being brought low.
That's right.
Brothers make comparisons to Rome and Babylon with Nebuchadnezzar. There's been instances of wicked kingdoms where the Lord has allowed them to do what they do for a period of time, and then are slowly brought to their knees from judgment from the Lord.
Con. And, we hit this one already, but I just wanted to go back and touch on it one more time, man, because this is, you ain't getting away from. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just, we did touch on this, but there was a scepter that I meant to go get, and I needed my pocket. So now that I have it, I'm going to get it. And then, unless you have something else, brother, we can close on this one, and we'll jump back in the series again. Just give me a minute. Get my bearings. Past it, you know what I mean? Which I keep doing because my book is like messed up. There we go. Just wanted to touch on this one here, man. It was Baruch chapter 4, 25 is where I'm starting. My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough wars, and were taken away as the flock caught of the enemy. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was in your mind to go astray from Yahweh, as being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again, and your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that give thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflict thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her, and the everlasting long to endure. She shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look upon toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee. For Yahweh, from Yahweh, lo, thy sons come, who thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh. So stay strong, brothers. Continue to endure in this thing. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, man. All right, and it's becoming clearer and clearer. We got to have tunnel vision, and brothers got to get themselves right, including ourselves, man. Including brothers. You got to constantly check yourself, man. And make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and if you want to be in that number, man. Because we ain't gonna get no free ride. It's just the word. That's just the way it is, man. We got to put this work in. Lord willing, that all the brothers, get to be in that number, man. With that being said, we want to give all praises and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Baal Shem, Yahweh Shai. All right, we want to say double honors unto the elders of GMS who taught us this word. We're not the true elders of Israel, whether you can deal with that or not. And then also, brothers, to the brothers who are out there pushing and working and continuing to work hard and learn and be edified, and the Akwath who are doing that as well. Shalom.
Shalom.